today I want to talk about a technique called EFT tapping, or emotional freedom technique. This technique involves tapping on various meridian points of the body to help restore calm and balance throughout the body and release any sort of trapped emotions. So it's been used thousands of times all over the world to help a variety of different disorders, from psychological and physiological disorders such as pain, PTSD, trauma, anxiety, depression, lots and lots of things. If you have a little Google or a little research, you'll find out that EFT has been used for tons of different things. So in my case, I used it for anxiety and panic attacks because I used to suffer from them a lot a few years ago. So I'm going to use the example of anxiety in this case. So say I'm feeling anxious, the first step you would do is rate the emotional intensity from 0 to 10 scale. So 0 would be you don't feel anxious at all, and 10 would be you feel the most anxious you've ever felt in your life. So say I'm sitting at around a 5, feeling anxiety sort of bubbling away, and I want to try and sort of restore calm in my body. So I would say I'm sitting at around a 5, and then I get started on tapping through all these meridian points in sequence. So initially, I want to have a setup statement to help me remain focused. So the setup statement can be something like, even though I'm feeling anxious, I choose to restore calm and I know I'm going to be okay, something like that. So while you're saying that setup statement, you want to repeat it 3 times while tapping on the first point, which is the karate chop point on the side of the hand. So even though I'm feeling anxious, I choose to restore calm and I know I'm going to be okay. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I choose to restore calm and I know I'm going to be okay anyway. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I choose to restore calm and I know I'm going to be okay anyway. So I'm tapping on this point and I'm repeating the setup statement 3 times, and then I start working my way through the sequence of acupressure points all throughout the body. So the first one being the eyebrow point, and I'm bringing up the emotions and feelings that I'm feeling, all the negative emotions and feelings to start with while I'm tapping through them. So I might be saying something like, oh my God, I'm feeling really anxious. My heart is racing. The side of the eye is the next point. Underneath the eye is the next point. I could be saying, oh God, I feel like I can't breathe properly. I can't catch a breath. Underneath the nose is the next point. I could be saying, oh, my mouth is starting to get really dry. The chin is the next point. You're tapping away and you could be saying, oh God, I can still feel my heart racing away. The next point is the collarbone. So just where you see these little bones here, it's kind of down an inch and to the right. So you can tap there, or you can use your whole hand, or you can sort of beat away so you make sure you get the point. So you're tapping away saying, oh God, I'm starting to sweat now. I'm feeling really anxious. And the next point is just underneath the arm where the bra line is in ladies, the bra strap is. So you tap underneath the arm, still talking about the emotions and feelings that you're feeling. Oh God, I just feel so anxious right now. I feel like I'm going to have a panic attack. And then top of the head is the last point in the sequence, in the first sequence, the first round, and then you're still saying, God, I wish my heart would stop racing. So you're tapping through all the points in sequence while you're bringing up the emotions and the feelings to try and relieve them. So you can use either side, either hand. My right hand is my dominant one, so that's why I was using the right hand side while I went through the points. And then if you're left-handed, you can use that. You can even use both sides because the meridians run down both sides of the body. So you can use both sides, give yourself a hug, and then up to the top. So you're bringing up all the negative feelings and emotions, all the panic that you're feeling at the time. And once you start to feel some relief, you then start changing it to the positive. So you're going through the sequence again and again. So as I could still be saying, I'm feeling really anxious, mouth is really dry, can't breathe, or you could just be saying, oh, this anxiety, oh, I feel anxious, this anxiety. You could be saying that while you're tapping through all the sequences. When you start to feel relief and you feel like your breathing rate and heart rate is slowing down and the signals have been sent to your brain to restore calm, then you can start changing it to the positive. So you can be like, do you know, I've had tons of these anxious feelings. I know I'm going to be okay. I felt like this before and it turned out all right. Everything's okay. Oh, I can feel my heart rate and breathing rate starting to restore. I know that I can handle this. I can handle this anxiety feeling. I know I'm going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I can handle this. Whatever makes you feel better. There's lots of different statements and things that you can use, but you're initially bringing up the negative feelings, and while you're tapping on these acupressure points, it's releasing the trapped emotions. And then once you feel that relief, you're sort of changing it to positive statements to restore that calm and feel more relaxed and everything throughout the body. And then you go back to the scale that you started off with. So I started on a scale for 5. Then I might say, all right, I'm feeling maybe only a 3 now. And then you keep going as much as you can. You're initially trying to get, like, your main aim is to get to 0 so that you don't feel anxious at all. So this technique has really helped me when I used to suffer from panic attacks years ago. I used to use this all the time. When I felt a panic attack coming on, I'd start tapping through the points, and sometimes sitting there for like 10-20 minutes tapping away, and it really did help stop panic attacks from coming. Or even as I was having a panic attack, I'd continue to tap through the points, and it helped me focus. And there's plenty of scientific papers to prove that emotional freedom technique does work. It's like acupuncture, but without the needles. You're kind of stimulating the points instead. So you work your way through until you feel some sort of relief. So you can look at this. It's helped thousands of people all over the world with a variety of different symptoms, physiological and psychological, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression. Just if you're feeling angry or overwhelmed, it's helped people with arthritis in the knee. It's helped to reduce pain there. It's been proven to lower the stress hormone cortisol. There's scientific studies to prove that it lowers cortisol in the body. So it has many, many benefits. If you want to find out more about emotional freedom technique, I've just recently written a blog. So if you go to www.sarearoberts.com/blog, you'll be able to read up on more about this technique. And then I've referenced some scientific papers to show you the studies that have been done on this.